you got a plug and you can get in, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, hey, why the hell not? But
6 patties for $20 is wild for an hour. It's crazy.
yeah, to wait for an hour for that, that's crazy actually. Super crazy.
You can just go to Allen's, fam. That's what I said.
I'm not going to Allen's. I'm going to Philly.
Allen's
Patty,
lineup
I'm
is
going to
crazy-
patty
is
time.
crazy too.
Yeah, Allen's lineup is kind of gets wild at times too.
I have to cut. I just cut.
But you see, I'm a food head still. Like, I love my belly, like on a different level.
Hold on. I gotta go with my thing.
Super different level. What do you have to change?
I gotta flip the screen so we see what's
Oh. Emmerich, you watch TV and stuff? Are you a TV guy?
On and off, on and off. Right now, I'm watching this cartoon show, this Marvel cartoon show called Hit Monkey.
Season 1 or season 2?
I just started season 2.
Oh, you just started season 2?
Started season 2.
I'm not gonna.
Crushed season 1 and got right into 2.
I'm not gonna spoil it. I'm not gonna spoil it. But that's a.
So you probably seen Invincible.
Yeah.
I put
Big,
him
you
onto
me on
this.
that one.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Oh
Mhm.
yeah.
Primal. You seen Primal?
What?
Primal.
Primal?
Yeah, from the creators of Samurai Jack.
No, I haven't seen that one.
Dope. Dope.
Yeah, I gotta
Same
check that one.
category of like Invincible and Hit Monkey.
Hey, Hit Monkey.
Yeah, super dope.
To me, Invincible is probably like the best comic, like TV adaptation.
Facts.
I want to say Invincible is the best.
Facts.
Yeah, they're crushing that one. But the reason why I'm asking, again, you don't know, but like, I'm heavy with bringing these kind of ideas to Toronto. What kind of idea would that look like? Like a Toronto, like, do you think even that would work? Like a Toronto superhero comic book show, movie?
Yeah, you could.
How can I get the volume down a little bit?
You want it down?
Yeah.
Oh, I've gotta go.
Oh yeah, you got to be audio guy for a sec.
That's a good topic.
Oh.
But yeah,
I
because
like
like,
that. I'm gonna start that over. 'Cause that's a sick idea.
How's it now?
Now it's like
too
okay,
low. You think so? All right, this is
No.
good for you.
This is good for me. Maybe just a tiny bit lower. Just a tiny bit for me. Does it affect everyone or it just affects me? Okay.
No, well, I got really low.
No, because I don't know which headphones he is. So.
Oh, that's why.
What about now? Can you hear yourself?
No, I can't hear myself. No.
So what about now?
Test. Yeah, I can hear myself. This is good.
Check. Yeah, I'm good
Question's
right
good.
there. Right there. That one, whatever you just did, that one was me. Yeah, I'm good.
These headphones suck. Only one ear works. Jesus.
So you want to switch?
Nope. Check.
Oh, because you're used to it now?
Yeah, I'm not from the last interview.
From the last?
Yeah, I'm good now.
So yes, a Toronto comic book or a Toronto like Marvel character. Like, do you think that's possible in this day and age? Do you think that something like that would work?
I think that would definitely be a sick adaptation. One idea that I'm actually working on, like a long-term idea, I want to make an animation, like a claymation, stop-motion animation hybrid. But I definitely
Okay.
want it to be based around or centralized around Toronto. So that's an idea I've kind of been like brainstorming with the last little while.
Mhm.
Soon I'm gonna start putting it into pen and paper. So you asking that question, just kind of reminds me of that idea.
Yeah, do
But
it.
what do you think would be dope in like a Marvel Toronto style film? Like, what would the superheroes look like?
Okay, I'm thinking because Toronto's so multicultural, I think you do a team. And I think you have certain characters, like certain ground-based characters, kind of come over here and set up the team. So, like, you get a Luke Cage. Maybe even Spider-Man. You know what I'm saying? You know Miles Morales is my guy. You know what I'm saying? Bring Miles Morales over here, Luke Cage. I don't know. Maybe even, like, a villain. I'm not really can't think of a villain. Maybe even Kingpin. Shit. Kingpin gets a bunch of guys. You know what I'm saying? He gets a bunch of different territories. You know what I'm saying? He gets East, West, Peel, gets certain guys. And then who knows? Something pops up and we get like 4 superheroes out here that like Luke Cage and Miles Morales are kind of like, helping out learn how to be superheroes. But some of them are not like, what is it? Kind of anti-heroes. Like it's Toronto. So some of these guys, they're gonna help, but they're still gonna use their powers for fuckery. And they're gonna use their powers for BS. But I think it could work.
I would, you know what, to touch on that, I would love to see maybe not Kingpin taking over to territories, but like Kingpin linking up with a mob boss from Montreal. And that is the main antagonist, but the Montreal guy has territories even out in Toronto. So like Montreal will be home base, but Toronto is where he does his dirt type shit.
Yeah.
So they have to kind of work their way
to Montreal
into taking down the main guy who's located in Montreal. It's a great way to blend both cities too.
So you guys are thinking like adapting Marvel characters into Toronto, or Marvel characters, but then there's also new characters.
It would be new
New-
characters,
new
but the Marvel characters would set up the new characters type
Okay.
shit. You know what I'm saying? In my mind, that's how I
Yeah.
think you really want.
That would be it. Like,
Yeah,
you have a brand new characters. Like, you can, whoever, get a couple, because again, like the way it's so multicultural, you can use like a Somalian character.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Chinese,
Mhm.
black, whoever the hell you want to use it. And I feel like that would, like, I don't know, it would just be so dope to see like something like that in Toronto. What's your opinion on why these things aren't created over here? Because people make films over here, they do so much. Why aren't we getting like these kind of adaptations into like comic books, Marvel, like?
I feel like one could be because like a lot of fan fiction and comic fiction originates in the States. So, Toronto at times is going to be like the last choice when it comes to setting up a new city or setting up a setting for a new city. I know, I think, was it Pixar or Disney, they just released like an animation film.
And they had Toronto in it.
It's like based around Toronto.
Turning Red.
Turning Red.
I love that movie. That movie's good.
Yeah, I saw that. It was dope. It was dope to see like all the city references.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Spadina,
was nice,
everything.
yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
that was dope.
Yeah.
I feel like if we were to do like an animation film based around Toronto, whether it be an action, whether it be a drama, definitely I'd like to accentuate like all the high rises that we have in Toronto as compared to like other North American cities, because like when you look at places like in Houston or Cali, Texas, Cali, States, apart from New York, like Toronto has a lot of sky rises or a lot of high rises. So I feel like that's something that would really make us stand out if we were to base the city or base a new animated film around the city, for sure.
It's a good idea.
Before we get into the interview aspect of it, you've done a lot of videos, right? Is there any video that you wish that you could have been a part of? And it doesn't even have to be in Toronto. It could be in Toronto because, but is there a video you were like, man, like I just wish I was on set just to like, just give a little 1-2 here, or just to see how this created, or like how this person shot this, like maybe Hype Williams back in the day when he was doing his videos, Little X. Like, is there a video that you wish you could have been a part of?
Well, Zach Fax, that's my favorite director. I've never met him in person, but like looking at a lot of his videos, I'm like, damn, it would be sick to like be on set and just to see how the whole team works, like how everyone's moving around. Griselda Blanco, I love that video. I think it would have been dope to be a part of that. A lot of times I watch music videos and I think what it would be like if I shot it, I'm listening to the song and I'm also like kind of imagining how the scenes would look
yes.
from my perspective. So that's one that would have been dope. Yeah, I feel like I'd have to really like think about all the classic Toronto music videos throughout the years to really to think about the ones that would be dope.
What about just do you have like a favorite music video in general? Doesn't, again, not even just Toronto, but like somewhere, anybody's music video that you're just like, man, like I wish I was just a part of that music video, or just.
I like Smoke Out the Window by C4. That one's super dope. It's directed by Die Fire Films. What stands out about that is that like every scene is like the video, it's kind of like a story, but the scenes transition like almost every 2 bars. It transitions to like a whole new setting. So like when you watch the video, it's super dope how they like track like the creative, the creative concept behind it. How like they're just in different places every 2 bars, and how the cameraman and the team they're like transitioning it up. It's dope.
I gotta take that in.
It's super dope.
What's it called?
Dope.
Smoke Out the Window?
Smoke Out the Window. Yeah, I would say that's probably my favorite Toronto music video.
What about outside of Toronto?
Outside of Toronto?
Yeah.
I like how you're repping for Toronto hard right now.
I know. But he's wearing a Phillies
they-
thing though. Like, come on, the big ops over here.
I know. Well, they're not big ups because we usually slap them up.
We slapped
but-
them up, but still, they don't like us. They don't like us.
They don't. Baseball, the basketball.
No, they hate us, man. We
Yeah,
slap
because we
them up
yellow tape them all the
time.
time.
Yeah,
Rap.
Yeah.
Drake, like-
It's big smoke. Yeah, outside of Toronto, what would be one of your favorites?
Outside of Toronto, there's so many.
Just the one that you would want to work on. Like you would like, damn, I wish I was there.
That I wish I was there outside of Toronto. I like the Future, the Puffin on Zooties video. That one's super hard.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of I like the colors that they use. I like the settings that they use, the lights and the effects they use with the lenses.
Mm-hmm.
Super dope. It would be dope to be a part of that process, whether it be filming or editing,
Mm-hmm.
for sure. Yeah, as one example.
I gotta watch that video. I didn't see
What
that
about
one.
you? You're an old school video guy. What video would you want to be a part of?
It's crazy because I stopped watching music videos for a long time
Oh
ago.
yeah, you're not even.
But I wish I was a part of a music video. Any of the ASAP Rocky, the guy that does ASAP Rocky stuff, AWGE.
Mhm.
I know it's an acronym for something, but I don't know right now. But like any one of his videos, like I seen the clip of the recent ASAP Rocky video. It's hectic,
Yeah,
but
it's
like
crazy.
it looks like I love beautifully shot videos as opposed to effects. So it's like just being there, and I would love to see their process on that, how that was shot outside the city. Inside the city, though, I would have loved to be a part of friggin' that Drake video where he was all white with the background, all the dogs. Them. It's not. It's
And
not
Energy?
energy. Yeah, I know it's
Mm.
not like, oh my god, but like I felt like everything was like stamped, you know, in terms of the dance moves, the all white, like the creative aspect of it, like just being behind the mind to say, yo, we should do it like this and we should present it like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I would have loved to be a part of that still.
Even stepping back to what you were saying about ASAP Rocky,
Mhm.
like I agree. Like his videos, all of them, they're all like
Creative
insane.
as hell.
When I see that he's about to drop a video, I'm like, I already know this is about to be crazy.
Yeah.
And the recent clip you're talking about, I think I know the one where it almost looks like a bad dream.
yeah, and he's in
Like
the
the thing-
washroom and everything.
You guys
was
haven't watched the music
happening.
video yet?
No.
The music video is wild. Like it's just like you said. There's something going on, and every scene is just weird. Like it's nothing normal.
It's like a bad dream
Yeah,
that you can't get out of.
yeah.
Yeah, so
It's a
maybe that
trip.
was oh, it's a trip. That's
It's a
It's a
trippy
trip.
music video. Like you know what I'm saying. Don't watch that if you're on acid or anything crazy, guys.
That's crazy. Like I like videos that have a message behind it. Like you can see the clear direction. Like music videos sometimes need that. Like okay, it needs to present this message. You know what I'm saying? And like any video like that, like is a video that I like.
I think for me it's easy. Presso and YG Gamble.
Mm.
I feel like I should direct that video. You know me, like what I would do with that video. I just feel like I would do a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
And Nelly Tiptro.
You oh.
I mean, shit.
Yo,
I would want to be at that music video.
Took
Like
the card and was like this.
I just want to see how, because again, now and they would get canceled for this music video this day and age.
Yeah, that wouldn't sit
That
well
music
with
video is
this.
not flying today.
No, not today.
But you know, it is what it is. Mr. Man Dem Show, it's your boy Gutsy.
It's your boy Vegas.
It's good. It's M-Works.
Oh man, big
Hey.
spot. First of all, if y'all don't know M-Works, man, listen to this. He has a long ass resume, man. He shot for your favorite rappers like Robin Banks, Casper T and G.
Say that.
He shot for Hyper. He shot for Top 5 and Jigsaw.
Jeez.
He shot for Stacks, man. Big up
Jeez.
Stacks. He shot for Purple. He
Ooh.
shot for fucking Fresh Boy, FB, Young Tory, Vanilla Stacks.
Ah!
He shot for so many motherfuckers. 365 J Brown, and I want to ask him, where the fuck is J Brown? If he shot for fucking so many people, my dog Chubbs, big up Chubbs in the cut.
Shout out, Chubb.
Big up Denny, first of all. Denny is even the guy that even made the connection because this nigga didn't know who I was when I was trying to message homeboy. But he did, my name is not there and stuff like that. But yeah, shout out to fucking Denny. He shot videos for Denny, Blizzy, man. The list goes on and on, man. Once again, what is your name?
It's your boy M-Works.
Hey.
Man finally in the building. You're like the second director we interviewed.
That's what's up. Who'd you had on before?
Huss.
Huss? Shout
Yeah,
out.
yeah,
That's
big
nice.
Huss.
And we were supposed to interview Nemesis.
Yes,
But because
you,
we couldn't
you beat
get
us to it.
no, we couldn't get the theater.
Oh yeah, we went. Oh yeah.
You see, the thing with us, we're like, we try to do things different and creative. We don't want, like, it's nice and cool when we have these kind of settings, because obviously you just put out something that's very, very dope that we're trying to put out. But Nemesis put out the movie, and we were like, yo, let's go to a theater. And I'm kind of like stuck on, like, if I don't get a theater, I don't want to interview.
Yeah, yeah. That's why.
But shout out Nem.
Yeah, shout out to Nemesis. Man.
But yeah, how are you, man?
Yeah.
How are you been?
Sure, I'm good. I'm good. You know, it feels good to still be here, to still be in the scene, you know, still be in the conversation. I'm still just as passionate about shooting music videos as I was when I started 11 years ago. I've been getting a lot more into film. We were talking about like animation earlier. I'm a big animation guy, so I want to try my head at that, try and do some work in that field as well too. Also, I've been working on putting together a school that teaches film. So I did a session last summer where I got students together, and what separated my film program from others that you would learn in school is that we were creating a film as we were learning how to make films.
That's dope. That's dope.
So by the end of the 7 days, we had a film made. So
That's
from
dope.
like day 1 or 2, we got right into the process of filming. So I was teaching the students how to film as we were filming, and all the other processes of that.
See, this is the shit I'm talking about. I was complaining to this guy the other day. No, we were talking to somebody that went to Remix Project, right? And we were talking about it, and I'm like, yo, did you guys do anything after the program? Like, did you guys work on a CD or like a compilation? And he was like, no, we just, did the program, and that was kind of it. And I was like kind of cheesed, because it's like, why would you have a program and not kind of make a compilation at the end of it? Like, what the fuck was the point of having these guys link up and teaching? Like, okay, I get you're teaching them stuff, but like, why not just have some sort of big body work that they all could have worked on? Because who knows? Like, a lot of people came from the Remix Project, so there could have been really good records from these upcoming artists that are big now. You know what I'm saying? Just like I guess like a staple to say, okay, this is Remix Project 15. This is our 15th compilation, and just work on like even like a 6-song EP. But like, what you've done is actually amazing, because that's what a program is supposed to be about. You get your students together and you work on something together and you build it.
Yeah,
That's dope.
Yeah,
Gotta
respect
hear you
you
for that
did
one
that,
still.
man. That's huge.
Yeah, man.
I appreciate it. Yeah, what I really wanted for the students is that at the end of the program, they have something to put on their resume. So, if they go and apply for something, or if they want to show a potential employer, they have something that they could show, a finished product. So that's what was important for me, to be able to let them leave with something of value. But big shout out to the Remix Project. Every time I'm in that building, I get super inspired just by like how they have things set up. It's definitely motivation for me as to like where I'd like to take my program in the future, the way they have their infrastructure set up. But that's a dope idea, Maybe that might inspire them for their next round. Who knows?
You saved your ass, first of all. Second of all, I'll go.
It's
Anyways.
okay. Well, did you ever have like any I don't want to say old heads, but like older videographers come out and like reach out and give you any advice or anything like that?
I've definitely been able to work with directors and network and meet up with directors that were doing their thing before me. So I took whatever advice I could from their conversations. Even before starting MWorks, I was doing an internship with Face Films.
Right. Yeah.
Before I had a name or anything. I was working in his office. There's also a director, Bang Dots, who I was working with before I started my production. He was a huge help for me too. Like he would help me out with like equipment that I didn't have, just out of love. He just wanted to see me really just come up. So that was like 11, 12 years ago, and I'm still grateful for that. And then even up till now, like up till this year, I'm still meeting directors that came before me. Just when I go outside. So yeah.
Bang Dot did a lot of dope stuff before.
Yeah.
Back in the day, still I remember Bang Dot. I remember his videos actually. Like, yeah, he's good people. Face, obviously, he doesn't know it. Big pioneer, especially in the director game. Super, super, super icon. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't realize how much of a guy this guy is, especially when it comes to the underground music video work that he has put in. He put in a lot of videos, bro, a lot of work, a lot of time into it. You know what I'm saying? And he should get his flowers before anything. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to this Toronto director scene. You know what I'm saying? Because he put in a lot of work, made a lot of people who they are now. So big up yourself, FaZe.
Yeah, he did it in an era when there wasn't really an infrastructure to get your name out there. There wasn't
He
a
was the
TikTok.
infrastructure.
Yeah,
Because if you wanted to look at videos, you had to go to FaZe Films to look at the hot shit.
That's
Like
crazy.
he was like the hub before anything, right?
facts.
That's
Facts.
crazy, man. Shout out to FaZe, bro.
I say it like I've only been starstruck twice in my life. Once, the first time was meeting Face Films, doing the internships, first ever Toronto celebrity I ever met, and 2, meeting Robin Banks for the first time. Those are the 2 times I've ever been like really like, damn, I can't believe I'm here on set. You know?
Yeah.
Talk about that
Yeah.
meeting Robin Banks. Like, how was that link up? Like, did he holler at you? You hollered at him? Like, how did you guys get together?
So I was sending messages to their management team. You know, I sent them a message, didn't hear back from them. Sent them another message like, hey, it'd be dope to work with you guys. Didn't hear back from them again. I think I sent them a 3rd or a 4th message and finally heard back from the management. And they're like, yeah, we got a record we want you to shoot. I'm like, all right, cool. I didn't hear the song. I didn't know who was on the song. I didn't even think it was going to be a Robin Banks track. I thought it was just like people from their camp. But I'm like, yeah, let's work. I'm down. Pull up to the set, and then, yeah, it turns out to be the Was Gang track with Robin, Pressa, FB, GD. So that was dope. I was just ready to work.
This guy
pulled
just
up.
fell into a hit record.
Yeah, he just fell into it like.
Fell into it. But I use that story a lot about being consistent with things that you want, because had I stopped at the 2nd or 3rd message on like attempting to work with the people that I wanted to work, I would have never gotten that opportunity. But it's because I was consistent and pushed forward and sent the 4th message, you know, it made it happen. So sometimes you have to really be persistent and follow up. But at the same time, there's a thin line between being annoying with your follow-ups and being persistent. So you just got to make sure that you fall within the medium.
How do you do that? Because I try to get those interviews, right, in big interviews. And I'm a guy like, if I send you 1-2 messages after a while, I'm like, I don't want to seem like I'm being that annoying guy.
Yeah.
So how do you send the messages or be able to continue to try and get these people's attention like that?
I would
Without
say,
giving out too much sauce.
Yeah. I would say like, well, make sure that each message is different from the other. You know, try and in your follow-up message, try and add on something that you didn't in the previous message. Like, hey, by the way, we could also do this, you know. And another way would try and be trying to get a hold of people that they work with, people in their management team.
Okay.
You know, so sometimes I'll go through someone's following and see who they're really close with, and then see if they work, and then, you know, try and send a message to them. But it all depends on the situation, right?
Yeah, that's facts.
Yeah.
Is there like would you say, is there like a timeline to the follow-up? Like, say you message today, you wait 3 days and do it again, then wait 5 days, do it again? Like, or is it just based off of impulse and how you feel?
I would say if it's an email, I would follow up within a week. If it's a DM, depending on how dire the situation is, you can follow up within 2 or 3 days. Mind you that this technique isn't going to work all the time. There's been people that I've tried to hit up a few times and didn't get a hold of them. That's how it is. That's how the game goes. But really just like the saying goes, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
You started the retour. The first one you did was with Robin Banks, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What was even the idea of doing like a kind of like a documentary? Like, did you feel like Toronto didn't have enough of those, or like the ones that you did see were kind of like on a real Toronto scale where these guys were pulling out guns and doing craziness? Like, what was the idea behind that?
Well, it was definitely heavily inspired by the original, The Real Toronto. Me and my good partner CK, who works with me very close on a lot of my projects, we kind of mutually came up with the idea about doing a docu-series about Toronto. So he said, yeah, we could do it. You know, you have connections to all these guys. We might as well take a shot at it. And I liked the idea, so I went with it.
Dope.
Yeah.
So what did you learn? This is the director's retour makes it the 6th or the 5th?
That technically it would be
Six,
the fifth,
right? It would
the
be
fifth
fifth?
one. Yeah.
Because I know there's a Retour 5 trailer with, who was it? One of Hyper's people, but I swear it says the Retour 5, and then it has Hyper's brethren, the light skinned boy. It had him on the Retour 5 trailer title, but I'm like, you just dropped Retour 5, the director's cut, so
I got to look back at that because I also put out like clips from each documentary.
Yes, you do.
I have one called the Retour RLX, which I guess is technically 3. So
Okay.
sometimes I even lose track of what order where I'm at. But yeah,
But what's the greatest thing that you learned doing these retours?
the greatest thing I learned doing these retours is definitely learning, how to create documentaries in a guerrilla style way. Guerrilla style meaning on the fly, without a script, adapting to situations, and yeah, it definitely helped me as a director to grow. How to move quicker, how to be quicker, think quicker, and really be able to tell stories. Yeah, telling stories is what it definitely helped me to do, for sure.
What was your favorite one out of all the retours you did? What was the besides the last one that you dropped? We're not counting that one. What was like the favorite thing that the favorite person you got to interview in terms of the retour setting? Like you went there and you said, yo, you thought something else, but it was actually something else, and you're like, yo, this guy is actually pretty dope, or whatever, somebody that changed your perspective on even their environment or themselves. Or
Yeah, there was definitely a lot of dope segments over the years. It would probably be from the first one, the Retour 1. Going into Blake was dope because we went there during a block party that they had. That was dope. The Robin Banks one, that's a classic one. It's a classic segment as well too. I would also I would probably say it would be a tie between a three-way tie between the Robin Banks segment, the Casper segment, and the Blake segment. But to answer your question on what I learned, learning more about each artist, it was cool. It was cool to get shown around their area, and to be able to get go deeper into their lives behind the mics, behind the songs, and what you guys see. Yeah.
are you from a block, or are you from the Trent, from the
Is he from a name
outskirts?
brand block?
No, are you from the ghetto, or are you from say Saga outskirts, suburbs or stuff? When you're coming up as a youth,
My coming up was I came up in Saga, but my neighborhood, everyone looked like me. Everyone had dark skin, so it was cool. There's a lot of I had an amazing time growing up, to spare all the bullshit that every black youth goes through. But yeah, it was great.
So seeing all those things happen in those communities, they really didn't oh my god, freak you out or anything, right?
No, growing up there were similar situations, just not as intense as being in Toronto. But no, I wasn't really psyched out by any situations. Even at music videos, I don't really get psyched out going in neighborhoods that I haven't been to, meeting with people that never met before, have no mutual connections to know anything. Yeah, it didn't really affect me, because my mentality was I'm here to work, and yeah.
What about threats or any issues with artists? Because we've seen that with some directors out here, right? I don't know why. I don't know the relationships they have with the artists, but then they get themselves into certain situations where stuff happens and whatever, right? Have you ever gotten to that where just artists get at you for working with a presser or working with a Casper or somebody like that? Have not even just artists or just random trolls on the Instagram?
For sure, yeah. Both artists and trolls, will get at me for shooting videos. This is back then.
Oh yeah.
But it was never serious. A lot of times, just oh, why are you working with this guy? And I tell both sides. It's hey, it's just business. So and then trolls. Everyone gets trolls on their internet and the DMs. That didn't really affect me too, because that's the internet is one thing. Real life reality is a whole another thing. But yeah. I like to make it known that I'm about business, and that's what I stand for when I go shoot videos for other people.
You think directors shouldn't build like it's hard because like I see somebody like Reed, you know what I'm saying? Like he's everywhere, you know what I'm saying? Like he's downtown, like sometimes he's in certain guys' block, they know him. Do certain people feel like, okay, well, he's being like a little bit like I don't know, biased towards people, or he's working with that side a little bit more, and then they act away? I don't know. Like we've seen a situation with Macadelic, you know what I'm saying? We don't know why it happened. I would love to interview him and sit down, but it's just like I don't understand, because I would assume you guys would want to build a relationship with the artist, not like personal, but you guys want to build a business relationship with some of the artists that you're working with, right? Like, hey, this guy's shooting a video, or he wants to shoot a video, come holler at me. Why not? So I don't understand why the artists or everybody would get mad at you guys per se. You know what I'm saying? And to a follow up, I guess this is a real question I wanted to ask. We see how our city is. You know, it's crazy with the op stuff, all that, right? Somebody brings you a song. You don't like. Would you have to hear it now ahead of time before you even decide to direct it? Because the person's saying, "Hey, I'm smoking on this person. I'm smoking on that." How do you feel about that stuff?
Yeah, like I don't shoot diss records. There's a few well-known Toronto diss records that I was supposed to shoot, but I passed on.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Can you say any?
Can I say any? I prefer not to. No.
No?
No. I prefer not to. Yeah, there's definitely some like big diss records that came to me first before
Yeah.
I said, nah, I'm not trying to do this. I'm trying to have my name involved or attached to it.
Did they treat you differently after denying them, or did they just realize, okay, it's business as usual, or?
Yeah, it's business is business.
Okay, so
Yeah.
they never felt away at all, like when you passed up, they didn't stop hollering at you or whatever, right?
No.
That's good.
Some of them were for artists that I haven't worked with in the past. That was like the
Okay.
first video they wanted to work with on.
Okay. Yeah.
Mm.
Oh shit.
So
Huh.
not even no dollar amount is making you do any diss record.
I just prefer not to. I don't think that the dollar amount would be worth what comes with it. You know, because we know like Toronto is so small. It's like an island.
Mm-hmm.
So I prefer to just like continue to work and live the way I live
Mm-hmm.
at peace right now.
Okay, so what if Drake asked you to film Family Matters for him, to direct Family Matters for him now?
That's different.
You just can't go to LA for a
I
couple
mean-
of months. You'll be all right.
Shooting a Toronto diss record would definitely be different than shooting a Drake diss record, even though Drake is a Canadian artist.
Mm-hmm.
Like like to shoot a video for Drake, I feel like regardless, it would be foolish to turn down that opportunity. So I'd have to say I would do that. Yeah.
No matter what the record is about.
Yeah, it would be. Like I said, it'd probably be foolish to turn down something like that. I'd be
Yeah,
looking
yeah.
back on that 5-10 years later in regret.
Has anybody in that camp reached out to you to shoot any of their artists' videos?
Yeah, I've done some work with a couple of dudes from their camp. Shot some content for Baka. I got to link with TV Gucci and shoot some behind the scenes footage from one of his music videos.
Dope.
Yeah. Those two artists, I'm pretty sure are the only ones.
Smiley? You never shot for Smiley yet? Just homie.
I've shot a
Okay.
couple videos for Smiley, but before
OVO,
the OVO
but
thing,
not
yeah.
after yet.
Not after, no.
That's dope. Okay.
Yeah.
Is there somebody, obviously like the big guys I would assume you want to film for, but is there somebody like on the come up that you see and you're like, it doesn't even have to be a rapper, it could be like a singer or somebody that you see that's out there, like I wouldn't mind shooting for them?
Yeah. I like there's one R&B artist named Lace. He's super dope. It would be dope to shoot, like we're talking come up, like guys on the come up.
Yeah, like last couple of years, like that don't have superstardom just yet.
Yeah, Lace is pretty dope. He's been out for a couple years and he's definitely doing his thing, making some waves. But to just think about artists that are just on the recent come up. What do you guys think about Toronto in the last couple years? Has there been a lot of guys that we all mutually see as like, you know, kind of coming up, like a good amount?
Mm-hmm.
You want to go first or me?
I'll go first. In the last couple of years, Toronto, no, there hasn't been a star. There has been a star, but there hasn't really been a star. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, there has been guys coming up, but then something happens and detours their rise, right? And that's a lot of them. That happened to a whole lot of them, actually. So technically, no, not in this 2024 to 2014. Everybody that almost made it out kind of got fucked. So no, I don't see nobody.
Our whole thing is, I think that there's a bigger issue within that, because we know, like, to even make a star, you need help. You need a team. You need, like, you don't need the city, but I just think you need some sort of helping, some sort of backing. I feel like the city is so divided in every way possible that how do you help anybody in the city? Unless they got money to just get the hell out of here and market and promote themselves properly, it's hard. Like, you got to be like a superstar talent. Like, Mula's got some really good music. You know what I'm saying? He had the character, but it's like, who's really helping him? He got the little cosign from Drake here and there, but I feel like if the city collectively said, okay, let's all just try and help him. He's not really, like, he kind of got oppy here and there, but he's not talking about certain people, da-da-da-da-da. I just felt like there should have been a push. Casper, I mean, we talk about the Pangs and Tutu. There's been Biz Loke. RIP Dope Boy DQ. There's been a lot of guys that just come, and I don't like blaming the old guys, but we get to it to a point where it's like the older guys, the younger guys, videographers, the producers, I think we all got to come together and build the culture here. There's no culture here. There's no sound. Like, I don't know how you feel about the whole sound thing. I don't feel like there's a Toronto sound. Like, what Toronto artists are just, what's the sound? Maybe R&B, I hear more of a sound. But for the rap, there's no sound. Everybody sounds like themselves. So I feel like we need to honestly just come together. Don't be for like 6 months to a year and just focus on really just building the culture of the city, because rap has no culture in the city. And that's just my opinion. So yeah, going back to it, there's no artists really that have been, like, we have, what do you call it? Like, moments where you see people and it's
moments.
like, you have, like I said, like the Biz Lokes, the Pengs and Tutu, Top 5. We have moments, but it's like nobody capitalizes on it, or unfortunately these guys die or go to jail.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that I would like to see more within the actual music and the songs is more transitions within the songs. Like, when you listen to a record and it transitions into another beat, but it's still the same song. Like, seeing that in the city would be dope. Even breakdowns of the beat, like kill the snares, kill the drums for a certain part of the beat. That would be fire to see. And even just like how I feel like a lot of the Toronto songs, at the end of it will just like fade out with the beat fading out. It would be dope to see a sort of switch up within the beat. Just like more putting more to a song. Like when you listen to a record on an album, like on a Drake song, he does that a lot.
Yeah, he does. Travis Scott too.
Yeah. That would be sick.
Is that a producer's problem, or is that a Toronto problem?
It's an engineer problem. So if the engineer doesn't bring his creativity, and even the production too, actually, the producers too, if they don't bring their like thought process into a record and just sit there and record, and he just doing everything that comes with the beat, because a lot of them come as a tight beat or whatever. If they're not trying to switch the shit up a little, then you're gonna get the same sound, and it gets repetitive and boring. I guess that's where you're coming at, right? It just gets boring, especially when it comes to directing and shooting. It's just like, okay, it's the same sounds. Like, how could I be creative with this? At least when you're behind the editing, when you're looking at the screen and you hear different parts of the beat, then your mind starts to tinker, and it's like, okay, let me do this because this part is switched up a little bit. And you know what I'm saying? Everything is all a fucking machine, bro. And for your beat switching thing, it's the engineer still and the producer.
But a lot of times, like the engineer, like when you're getting the beat, it could be a type beat ripped straight from YouTube, so you don't have the stems to
You don't need the
play
stems.
with. Oh no?
No, man.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You can just cut part of the beat, take an EQ and cut the bass, cut the highs. You can use a filter, make it friggin' flang. Like, there's so many things you can do without stems. Like, it's just that the engineers, they're not created enough to make the song stand out.
Do you think that is the engineer's fault or the artist's fault, or just
It's the engineer's fault.
Yeah?
An artist can come to me, bring their song, and they would think it's gonna sound like this, but when I touch it, it's totally different. They'll be like, "Oh my God, this is my favorite song." That's every time they come to leave my space. Oh my God, it's my favorite song. It's because I don't leave the beat. I don't leave the song dry. Like there's always gonna be elements in the air to switch and think and tinker and twinkle. Even with the vocals, maybe making a deep voice a little bit or making the ad libs with the phone effect. Like there's just ways to mix a song to make the song sound good. You know what I'm saying? So with that aspect of it, it's like the engineer needs to kind of use his mind too, because this is not just their record; it's also yours. And maybe that's what it is. Engineers don't think that this is their record as well, so they're just there to do their job. They're just there to hit the
taking the
record.
money and yes.
Take your money and go.
But that's the problem with the city. I feel like it's a lot of it has become just a money grab.
Yeah.
There's no we speak about this. There's no people that really care for the culture.
Yeah, no.
Like
yeah.
what you're doing right now with the directors, that's
caring
something
for the
that's
culture.
caring for the culture. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
You're reaching out. Even though we have to get at you because you left my boy out, but but joke. But yeah, but like we need more people that just care for the culture instead of just getting the bag. And understandable, you have to get the bag too. Don't get it twisted. Still get the bag, but just care for the culture a little bit more, man. And yeah, like tell these guys they suck. Like I seen. Okay, we're gonna get to your tour thing right now because the director's cut. It was Marcus
Letts.
Even before we jump into that, just to add on to the one thing I would like to see within the music from artists, and I feel like it's not necessarily a Toronto issue. I feel like it's missing from urban music all internationally. Like compared to the early 2000s, you don't really hear remixes too often. Like, what's the last big Toronto remix that we had?
Good fucking question.
Big Toronto.
I think we asked this a while ago. We asked this. When's the last time Toronto had like a remix, a big remix? I think Smoke Dogg's Trap House doing numbers with French Montana.
French, yeah, that was a big remix. Yeah,
But like I think you're more probably saying like a Toronto remix with a Toronto artist, probably, right?
Just a remix in general, yeah.
Yeah, Trap House doing numbers is probably the last Toronto remix I remember.
And it would be dope to see because like a lot of times when we have remixes now, it's the same beat, same hook, just an added verse from someone.
Yes, that's true.
If you look at the
That's
early
true.
2000s, a remix was a whole new song.
Yeah.
Just taking some of the melodies and the bars from the first one and just adding it in, but it would be like a whole new record.
The remix were better sometimes.
Remember the fucking Cameron song? And they did a remix.
You don't know what we going through. You don't know the things that Cameron showed to you. Yeah, that's
with Charlie Baltimore and them.
That's what means the world to you? Remix or no?
I don't know if it's what
It's
means
the one with Cameron with Horse and Carriage.
Harrison
remix.
Carey. Yeah, that was a whole different song, yo.
Gone Till November remix.
Did he do Triple Up remix? I think. Or
Yeah,
Get 'Em
he
Daddy.
did Double
Get 'Em
Up.
Daddy.
Get him that.
Get him that
remix.
remix. That was the same beat.
That was
Actually,
the same
no.
beat.
It was. It seemed different. It might have been a little different, but yeah, Double Up, Triple Up, friggin'.
You had No. The Destiny's
Yes.
Child when they did the original
Yes.
one with that was slow and then they speeded up with Wyclef. Wyclef was on a lot of legendary remixes still,
Run DMC and Jagged Edge.
Yeah, Let's Get Married.
The two versions. I Need a Girl. Two versions.
Yeah.
Part 1 and part 2, which
Yeah.
is a remix.
Yeah.
You're
Ignition.
right.
I've never heard. I don't think I heard the original.
Yeah, there's two. There's a slow down one. Girl,
Yeah,
please
let me stick my things in your ignition, babe.
And then at the end of that, you hear some dum, dum,
And then it switches into
yeah.
the remix.
And then he cut it. And then the next, then part 2 comes on the yo. That man is a legend. That man is a guy, fam. I don't care what anybody says.
Oh, he's
Apart
golden.
from who he is musically, he
oh.
cannot be touched. He is the king of R&B. Tyrese said it the best. Nobody can write music, produce for other people, produce for himself. He's the
Bro, we talked about even
Goddamn.
the series. He has the best musical series ever.
In the Closet.
Trapped in the Closet is the best.
The Mr. Big series. We didn't even bring that up. Remember with the whole Mr. Biggs, that whole storyline.
Oh, yes.
Down
Contagious.
Low, Contagious. The JS stuff,
Oh, man.
bro.
Yeah, R.
That
Kelly's
was
a
a big
different
series
being.
too. That guy's a legend. But yeah, freaking yeah, Toronto's John C and Bugs, they did Auto Theft remix.
Yes.
Yeah, that's probably last thing I remember.
It wasn't good, though. I'm honest,
What was
bro.
it?
I'm
Who was it?
honest.
Was John C
I'm
not good or
honest.
what?
John C. shouldn't have been on there.
No,
I'm gonna
that's
be
not a
real with
thing
you.
for him?
It didn't mix. It did, and John C's dope. Like I really like John C. That didn't mix.
So Drake never did no remix yet?
The last Drake remix I remember is "Throw It in the Bag."
Snow for Day? Isn't
I
that a
guess.
remix?
Technically.
Right?
More like a-
Wagwan
Wagwan
Delilah.
Delilah.
Kind of like a cover, I would say.
It is a cover too.
Oh no, but actually it is remix because the original verse is on it. I think.
He's not on the
He's
original,
not
so
in- he's not-
technically,
yeah,
yeah. So
that
technically,
is
it is the last remix.
Yeah.
That's an idiot thing for us. That's so. Come on, Toronto. We got to do better. We got to
Does-
do better.
Do we in the music scene? Do we have any songs that are known by everybody that don't have music videos? Because like there's records.
That's a good question.
There's records that everyone knows the tune, but they may not have music videos, or maybe no one's seen the music video.
Magic
But-
Stick.
yeah.
Yeah. One example. Yeah. Great.
Are you
example.
saying? Are you saying from Drake too,
no?
or just
No, no, no,
excluding
like-
Drake?
The Toronto scene.
Okay.
Excluding Drake, not
Excluding
Drake,
Drake, yeah.
because I was gonna say One Dance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, do we have any
Um,
big tracks that we all know, but there's no videos to?
Oof.
That's a good question.
I feel like most of them would be in like the pre 2013 era,
Okay.
and I feel like a lot of them would be coming out of the East.
Give me one.
Yeah,
Give me
like
one.
something like a Sam G track,
Yeah.
or
What's the debit card by Hoodlum?
Debit
I
card?
got
That
racks.
has a
What I
video though.
needed-
That has a
Oh,
video.
it has a video? Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
then
yeah.
I got that count.
What I need a credit for. Niggas want my head. What do you think I got the medal for?
Hoodlum's goated, eh?
Do we have any tracks that like
No,
this
I don't.
audio's out, but
Maybe Nav. The first Nav song that doesn't have a video.
What's 10 Toes Down or something?
No. The one that the Jenner bitch played, fucking on her car.
I don't know.
It's like
Myself?
it's very myself.
there's a video for that.
Oh, there is now.
Yeah.
Shit. I never knew there was a video for that.
Yeah, it's super. It's dope too. Trippy.
That's actually super sick. Now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, nobody has just a audio, like a classic audio song. I would more think it would be like somebody like Roni, but Roni drops a lot of music videos too after a
Yeah.
while too. So I don't know. Yeah, shit, we don't.
Fuck, we got stumped.
I don't think it's we got stumped.
Organization.
We don't have one.
People know organization. There's no video.
Drake's
for
on it,
Oh yeah. Okay. That's
excluding Drake.
Oh man.
Yeah, over the top. Excuse, but Drake's on it. Like that's the problem with the city is again going back to it. These guys are not making hit records. They're just making street classics, and the street classic is only going to be good in your city. And maybe like you know what I'm saying. Like if the song is not a hit record, not like people are not going to recognize it because it's like girls will tell you all the time like yo. I know the song, but I don't know who sings it or something like that. And yeah, if these guys are not making good music, then hey, it's only gonna get so far.
You think that's a problem? Like, and do you think it's an issue that there's a lack thereof that has that we can't even think of a song that did well audio wise that had a video, or is that a testament to say like you need music videos? Like,
It could be a testament to say that we need music videos. I wouldn't say it's a bad thing that there's no audios. And I feel like if a song is super hot and it's gaining traction, the videos automatically come with it. So it's almost like weird if you have a super hot track and you don't shoot a music video for it. So I feel like that's probably the reason why. Because all the hot tracks, they're like, yeah, we need a video for this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think
yeah, I
yeah.
think so.
But I still feel like man, you have those classics. Like I guess well, like 50 and Little Kim is like that's a classic link up though. But what else? What other American ones can you think of?
One Canadian record, now that I think about it, that I remember that like I was actually shooting the music video for Robin Banks to Come Up. But I remember like on set, enough of the girls were singing the track like before there was a music video out. Like singing it word by word. And I was like, oh shoot. So that's one instance of a song that, people knew.
Before
People
the
knew
video
word for
dropped.
word
Yeah.
before it dropped. Before there was any visual to it.
That song's a hit. So,
Before we get into the documentary, actually, because we were talking about the TV shows and stuff like that. Why do you feel like Toronto doesn't have the underground scene doesn't have movies or it doesn't actually not even the underground scene. Why doesn't Toronto have like a house party? Why didn't Toronto have like that kind of series or a Respect Life, a Money and Violence? Yes, we had Push and Life at a Dot, but I feel like Americans got like 5 in LA. How many? Like, why doesn't Toronto push out more of that kind of content? And it's crazy because everybody shoots movies down here. Everybody shoots all the films down here. Why doesn't the Toronto I hate using the word urban, but like the black community, why don't we have more of these?
Colored community. Let's say colored community.
Colored.
Are you talking about a Hollywood scale, or are you
Not
talking
even.
about
Not
just like
even
a,
Hollywood. Yeah, like
Just point
like
and
like
shoot.
put- like
Guerrilla
we
style.
seen Life of the Dot and Push. That's two. That, you know what I'm saying? That happened, and that was it. Like, how come we haven't seen more? I know the boy Dave Let's Cut It. He shot the movie that we see.
Yes, the Toronto Motel.
Toronto Motel.
Yes,
Like
yes,
there's
yes.
there's
That was
little movies
Yeah.
like that here and there, but how come we don't see more? Like, I don't know if you got your movie into TIFF, but like I want to see you guys at TIFF. Like I want to see you, Nemesis, like you guys at TIFF doing your movies, your short films. Like, why don't we see these?
Even your own festival. Like, I love that shit. Like, you know, we're gonna talk about that later. But like, why do you think there's a lack of our culture, like Toronto culture in general? It could even be of all races. Like, how come there's no more stories for us that we can see? In your opinion?
well, in that I feel like it's definitely up to us, the directors, to really push out that content. Because if we don't, then who will, right? So it's up to the directors, the writers, and another big thing is that investment is a big part. So when people like invest into a film, they want to see it something that can make money. They don't really care about how dope the idea is or how sick the concept or how original or how Toronto it is. You know, so when people
Can
are
it
putting,
make money?
can it make money? So that's something that's could be one of the reasons why we don't see as much. But yeah, like just to add on, like there is Push, there is Life of the Dot. Yeah, for a city as big as ours, it's pretty surprising that there's not more than that we can name off the top of our head. You know, shout out to all the directors that have put out urban short films that maybe we're not familiar with.
Yeah,
Hopefully we will be soon, but you know, it would be dope to see that more in the main light.
yeah.
Yeah, because it's surprising only like Life of the Dot and Push that come to mind.
And it's like Montreal, London, Windsor. We have so many different areas that we can incorporate into. And again, guys, just come to me. I have ideas for this. Like if you guys like at this point, like I'm too busy, so I don't know. And again, going back to it, I understand how hard it is. Like we've been trying to film so many stuff just within our crew, and it's hard, right? But it's like, man, I have ideas for this. If you guys need some ideas, and then you guys do whatever you guys want with it, please come holler at me, because I feel like again, I believe I can't remember the gentleman that was speaking about it on the documentary, but he was saying like the first time he really remembers the big time in Toronto was the dancing scene.
That was
Solutions.
T-Dot Solutions. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
yes,
like
yes.
I've been telling him, why doesn't Toronto have like a dancing movie? Like, you know what I'm
Stop
saying?
banging on the furnace.
Speaking on
Yeah.
that, well, one thing I would say is a reason why we don't have as much like black films in Canada is because a lot of times, like I can't tell you the amount of times people have hit me up like, yo, I want to make a film about this. Yo, I got the script, I got this, but don't follow through on it. So like I could imagine if everyone that ever hit me up talking about their ideas actually followed through with and took the initiative and stayed committed to it, how much films we would have. And those are just the people that are hitting me up. Imagine all over the city, everyone that has their ideas. So if everyone actually went through with it, we definitely have a lot more black content for sure. But you know, it's not to say that there's something wrong. I'm not blaming anyone if they don't follow through on their ideas. Like, life happens. But there's definitely a lot of people in the city that have dope ideas. It's just that they don't always get transferred from paper to digital. You know?
Digital, yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard. I'm not gonna lie, it is hard. Like I'm not gonna say it's like, oh well, you know, you guys just go make a movie. It's so easy. But it's like I just feel like the ideas are there, like, you know, for somebody just to grab onto and just say, hey, let's put this together. But we got to do it, man. At the end of the day, and I think the problem is too, everybody's too focused on, it's got to be looking so crisp. It's got to look like this. It's got to be that. I think it's just like, do it, learn from it. And even if you don't learn from it, maybe somebody else in the city will see that and be like, okay, maybe I can tweak this, tweak that, and make it better. And then that's how we create it.
Facts. And even like another reason why like in America they have so much more of that content is like, say for example, you're in LA. If you have an idea, depending on who you know, you could just take a drive down to Universal, Take a drive down to Epic. Take a drive down to Sony. Be like, hey, I got this idea. Someone there will, push a button and make it happen, depending on your links. Over here, we don't necessarily have that. We don't have that that hub. We don't have the resources to just have a sick idea and to be able to get it into someone on the upper end's hands so easily, so conveniently.
I think also the issue is just we don't have people that really believe in us. Like not Life of the Dot, what's the one? Money and Violence. They had an idea and everybody around them was just like, you know what? I'll hold the camera. I'll hold the lighting. Like, okay, we need to learn how to edit. Let's sit down and learn how to edit. I think that's what we need more of too from the city, is just more people believing in others' dreams and just being like, okay, you know what? If we get paid, we get paid. If not, let's just take a risk. And I think if we had more of that, that would push too. We don't have enough of that. Everybody's just like, okay, well, am I getting paid for this?
Right. A lot of times it's that. And I think also too, I think if we had a platform where like Toronto directors and inspiring directors and producers can just upload their work just to like for us to see it, like maybe that could even trigger something. You know what I'm saying? That can help. Like if I can just go bored and watching, I go on like my Canada fucking movie app or something, and I just watch a lot of stuff that the city has to offer. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think if we created something like that, maybe that would, I don't know.
I think that's a timestamp.
You think so?
I think we have to cut that out. That's actually an amazing idea.
I mean, like, we have CBC Gems.
No, not for that. Not the white people made that shit. I mean, we made that shit.
Yeah,
like you see how you had your directors forum? You guys find a way to create an app and put all of your
work
movie
videos
works.
that you can,
You know what I'm saying?
everybody wants to upload. Just like it would be your Tubi.
It'll be it'll be your tool.
So if I want to take the Man Dem show and put like 10 episodes on your platform, you know what I'm saying? Or if Nemesis wants to put up Push on your platform, I think we need more, he's right.
We need
more
platform.
of those.
Yeah, so that people can just go and tune in to see stories from us about us.
That's such a fucking good idea, Vegas. Why are we just thinking about that now?
It's because that works, kid. He's triggering the brain.
Yes.
I mean, like that, and that's an idea that could actually work, because I know in London there's a YouTube platform that I'm subscribed to where it's all black films.
For real?
Yeah, and they upload a lot and look really, really dope films.
Well, you gotta send me that. I love my UK stuff. I love
dope,
my UK
dope
videos.
short films.
Yeah,
Dope
I
short
love them.
films. So it's definitely possible. You know, the blueprint is right there.
It's everywhere.
But at the same time, because our demographic is so small as compared to New York or LA or London.
You'd be surprised.
Oh no, when I say small, relatively small, and compared to those places. There's, in Canada, like Canada is full of black people, or Toronto specifically. But I guess that argument also comes a lot when you hear about why our music scene is so small compared to others. Because like even when you look at the States, they have like 30, 40 million African Americans. They have more African Americans than we do as a whole population in the country.
Yeah, that's facts. That's
so
true.
that's one of the things that comes into play.
That's true, but we can't technically block our blessings due to population when we have a whole country to play with. Let's not think about it this. Let's not keep it to just black people. Like, let's invite our Latin brethren. Let's invite our Middle Eastern brethren. Let's invite, our native brethren, and just have one app for the colored community, and not to exclude white people. Like, you guys can forward too, like, but make it inclusive to even your people. Like, what your struggles are. Like, like I said, like, I love certain type of movies. I like thrillers. I like drama. I like to think, So, like, if I can watch something from my country and be like, damn, this shit happens here, or I don't know, like, there's so many troubled areas. Like, let me see what's going on out there. You guys make a crazy film about crime in Lethbridge or something. Let me watch something. You know what I'm saying? Different.
It's true, because like I was just watching the HBO show. What's the one that came out? Damn it.
Which one?
True Detectives.
Yes.
And they went up to like Antarctica or somewhere in the last season, right? And it was just like, it was about two girls, and it was just totally different from your average thing. Why can't we see that in none of it?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, man. At the end of the day, I think Amrix is right. We just got to stop talking about it. Even if we take out our phones, the audio doesn't have to be the greatest or whatever, and we just film it and we just get it out there, and then somebody sees the idea and be like,
We'll make it better.
yes.
Here's some money.
That's it.
Yeah, we don't have any excuses because nowadays like people shoot films on phones.
On
you know?
phones.
There's iPhone film festivals.
That's
Jesus.
And
crazy.
a lot of times I see like Instagram videos where they're comparing an iPhone video compared to like a camera, like a DSLR,
Mm-hmm.
and like it'll be like guess which one is which, and sometimes I'm guessing it wrong. I'm thinking the iPhone footage is the
It's
camera,
the camera footage.
and vice versa.
Really?
So yeah, there's like we all have a camera in our pockets, right?
Mm-hmm.
So definitely, I don't think that equipment is the excuse. I feel like it's just taking the initiative to go out and make these projects. But at the same time, life be life, and
Yeah. We
you
understand.
may
It
get started
does.
with a script and then falls through.
Yeah.
So
No, you're right.
it's all really is just sticking through it.
So let's get into it.
Yes, so the retour now. Number 5.
Number 5.
Director's
The
edition.
director's edition.
It's crazy. When I think about like number 5, I think back to like how we were just talking about 1.
Mhm.
There almost wasn't a 5 because part 2 I almost gave half of that documentary to Six Buzz.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
Almost.
almost. Yeah, came very close.
What stopped?
I just said I just wanted to continue the series, so I just kept it for myself. Really.
With your vision, was he gonna like turn it into kind of his vision kind of thing, or?
I believe that he had footage already recorded from other artists, Canadian and American. I told him, I think I told him some of the guys that I had, he said would be dope to kind of incorporate that. But I just went ahead and just put out 2,
Wow.
put out part 2.
Do you think that was a missed potential to make your name attached to Six Buzz? Because I would assume that's the time when he was growing into who he became. Like, do you feel like it was a missed potential in that aspect?
I wouldn't say a missed potential. I don't really like to hold regrets on anything.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there's a different universe where I did give him the documentary and then things took off in that lane. But I am happy with how things turned out with me, being able to continue the series. And like I said, I don't think there would be a part 2 or 3 or 4 had I had given him that content. I feel like I probably would have gotten into something else after that, or maybe wouldn't have had the inspiration or motivation to continue on with the series.
Crazy, bro.
How did you decide to pick everybody? And I know you probably got a lot of backlash for certain people that you left out.
Yeah, so like a lot of times, I remember like when the documentaries first came out, I would read comments like, "Oh, how are you not going here, not going there, and how you not getting a hold of these guys?" But it's like I'm reaching out to these guys. Not everyone is going to
reach back.
Is going to reach back, or not everyone is going to be available.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not going to name names. I remember even like when I was before there was any retour, and I was just pitching the idea to artists. Like I remember some artists were telling me like basically they're too big for that.
Top
Or
5.
something like that. No, not top 5. 5 actually has a segment in part 1, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, he has a very short segment attached to the Robin Banks segment. It's like kind of like a 2-in-1.
Yeah, because I think was that the time when they did Hall of Fame?
Around that time, around that era. Yeah.
He
They
recorded.
had
He recorded Hall of Fame right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shoot. That's dope. Yeah, they had a show. Robin and 5 had a show out in Hamilton.
Mm.
So I was recording that. I was there backstage with them, chopping it up, getting a bunch of footage.
Mm.
They also sent me some other footage of 5 in LA that I kind of compiled into the documentary. So that's how I had a little segment from top 5 in the documentary.
It's dope, man.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Right?
This guy's worked with all Lee.
A lot of people.
Yeah, but there's a lot of places and artists that I wanted to interview for the earlier segments from the retour, but just wasn't able to make it happen.
Maybe it's gonna happen again if you do a part 6.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you
I was-
should continue doing it.
I see this
producers.
like an episodic thing. Like
Yeah.
don't make it like make it episodic. Like I want to see a retour like every week. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like for
No,
like
the man said life be life, bro.
I know, but,
Every week.
I mean, like
Once
if
a
you-
month.
If you keep the same, well, yeah, once a month would be cool. But like if you make it a series, it's like you do like a 10-piece or make it a UK series, eight slots, and then you work on the next season. You do it like by the season.
Oh,
like,
you're saying like
yeah,
that? You want it like that?
like a TV series, not like a. You know what I'm saying? not like every week for the whole fucking year or something. Like, you know?
I feel like once a week and once a month is very possible. But for that, you want to have your content already locked in and ready to go.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's what
Rather
he's saying. Yeah,
yeah.
that's what
Rather
he's saying.
than dropping one video and then it's like, oh damn, I gotta chop something up for next week. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
no, yeah.
And I feel like that's another thing that could also translate with artists and music too. You know, you want to build up your songs and build up your music videos before you start releasing them, and then take an 8-month hiatus with nothing. You know, I think it would be better, depending on your situation, it would be better if you stacked up 4 or 5 videos, and then when you have your rollout, you could release them every month and be comfortable knowing that you have some more content to give them.
Exactly.
Because you stacked up your stuff instead of getting your video received and then dropping it right away. You know?
No, that's true.
So definitely planning a rollout can help.
It could help,
Yeah.
but the state of the music is so different.
Would you
'cause
do
everything's so fast?
Yeah. Like this.
Would you do another one with directors? Like obviously, like I would like to see him there, Reed, maybe like a couple of directors maybe that you missed out, and just do another one like that, like a round table with them too.
Yeah. I reached out to a lot of those guys. Some of them I didn't hear back from. Some
Obviously.
of them weren't available at the time. Some of them saw my message late after. So yeah, like people had tell me like, oh yeah, how come you didn't get this director and this? Believe me, if there's a director you think that should have been on it, I reached out to them. You can shoot me any names. And then,
Vegas.
I didn't even know. I didn't even have your Instagram at the time.
I know. I just play with you. I know. We talked about it. But what was the idea behind doing a directors? What would you call it? Summit? A directors summit.
Yeah. Well, I remember like a few years ago, Hoodlum actually gave me the idea. But
No,
it
we
wasn't
laugh
until
because Hoodlum is behind every fucking
No,
thing.
no. I'm laughing because when he hears this clip, how he's gonna hit us up, and I told you, cuz. Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, he gave me that idea, but it wasn't until like years later, chopping it up with my same boy CK that I shouted out that I work super close with. We were just like, yeah, it would be dope if we had a bunch of directors together on a panel. Yeah, I'm just trying to think of like how the idea actually started. I think it was just in the midst of a conversation, and I said, you know, I'm motivated to do it. Let me just reach out to these guys, bring everyone together, see what dates work well with everyone. Okay, everyone's good for this Thursday. I'll book it for this Thursday, and then yeah.
How was it planning the summit? Like
Planning the summit?
the topics you wanted to talk about. Was it off the top? Did you have it written down? Like, you know?
I had a list of the topics that I wanted to talk about, but at the same time, I wanted to make it organic. So I would try and just slip the questions into the conversations rather than having it sound like question to question to question. But one thing that I did want to focus on is making sure that, because at the summit there was 10 directors, and I wanted to give everyone equal amount of time to talk about, to speak on topics. So I did, with a lot of the directors, I had a previous relationship with them, so I knew some of their stories, and I had questions that were geared towards them specifically that I thought would be dope for them to tell the world.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Fuck, I forgot I was gonna ask you now.
Did you have anybody that you like out of all the guys that were there that you were like just surprised with? I don't want to say surprised with their success, but just surprised with them in general.
Like hearing them speak, or just surprised with like how things turned out for them.
Yeah, more like just surprised how the things turned out for them, or just their work ethic, maybe with different editing skills that they know, even them just dropping gems to you, like just maybe somebody that was a standout to you.
I really like Marcus Lett's segment. I feel like it was very powerful and impactful what he had to say about the Toronto music scene and what we could do to improve. Nemesis was dope too. You know, I salute him for being able to like when a dancehall artist comes to the city, they need to shoot, they go to him. And that's dope because the Toronto Jamaica connection is huge, as you know.
Yeah.
Facts.
So I love how that's working out for him. And yeah, in terms of that's motivating for me. I like seeing that. Every director that spoke on the set has their own unique style. So it was cool to just have all of us in the same building, because I don't know if that'll ever happen again.
I hope so. I
Yeah.
hope so. And I was gonna say, now I remember gonna say, I noticed that a lot of the footage, I'm pretty sure you filmed for at least an hour and a half, 2 hours. So like, what was your idea to boil all that down into a 30-minute segment? And is there a long uncut version of that you're going to release or may not, like, you know?
I could definitely look back into a longer cut. I don't think that I have plans on doing it, but the idea behind turning it into a 30-minute film was just like kind of following how like everyone's attention span has shortened over the years.
Right.
Not to say that it wouldn't be dope if it wasn't an hour and a half episode, but I just wanted to make something that's not fast, but just really straight to the point.
Was it tough to edit?
Yeah, it was tough to edit because it's 10 different niggas, 10 different audio levels.
That's what
My
I was saying.
computer's
You know what I'm
slowing.
saying? Like,
Three, yeah, it was hard. It was hard.
How was the audio situation? Because I noticed that with the audio, there was clean audio, and then there was ambient audio. Was that a creative approach, or was it just not enough mics around and stuff like that?
Yeah, for any time when the audio is like the ambient audio, it means that whoever was speaking didn't have the mic in their hand.
Yeah.
Or if they did have the mic in their hand, maybe they were holding it away and it just didn't sound clear. So I had no choice but to go with that one.
Okay.
Yeah. So shout out to my guys that were working behind the scenes because everyone coming with the equipment really helped with the different audio mics, and that ambient audio really saved me for sure.
what do you want to see from the Toronto like director scene or just the film scene from Toronto in the next 5 years?
I would definitely say, well, one thing that is up to our directors, it's more on our hands rather than it is the artist's hands, is just to come up with more creative concepts and really look at American videos or look at other international videos. It doesn't necessarily have to be the States. There's dope music videos all around the world. Korea, Latin America, they all have super dope concepts that we could pull from. So really just us taking the time into the storyboarding and concept building, I think that would be definitely helpful for the Toronto scene because it starts with us. We can't blame the artists. As the directors, it's our job to bring the song to life. So really just us taking the time, whether it takes us 2 or 3 days to shoot, it's worth it in the long run. Because a lot of times I look back at videos that I shot like 5, 6, 7, 8, however many years ago, and I think, like, how dope it would have been if I just spent another extra hour editing that video that people are still watching today. Or if we just went to that other scene down the street to shoot another scene, if we just took the initiative on certain things. So yeah, I'm just taking the extra time to plan and just try and doing something different. Make every video better than your last.
That's my approach. When I used to shoot videos, that was my approach to my video work, and that's still to this day my approach to my audio work. Even if I mix, say I mixed yesterday and I don't mix until next week, I'm always thinking like, how do I make this song that I'm doing now better than the last song? Because that should always be the mentality. The one thing I wanted to ask you, sorry, you were gonna say something?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a random question before we get deeper into it.
Yeah.
What's your guys' favorite Toronto mixtape?
Mixtape, Real Toronto by Freelance, or the that Toronto whatever.
The new Toronto.
The new Toronto.
Yeah.
That series to me, Jesus, that first one, oh my god.
Yeah, that's
dope. My favorite.
Well, what about like from the underground scene? Would you say?
From the underground mixtape, Don't Sleep Volume 1, Roni. That's my favorite one.
Honestly, I would have to say, 'cause I didn't listen to a lot of them. It would either be Pangs, the recent one that Pangs dropped. I don't know if it was an album, mixtape, or maybe Boogs, the last one that Boogs dropped. It had a lot of
Father
freestyles
Figure?
in it.
Not
No.
Father Figure.
No,
Oh, so I
it
guess
was after that one. It
okay.
was the one with the freestyles.
Sorry for the
that
wait,
he hit.
maybe.
No, it was like a tape.
So
It had the one Benny made me do it.
Okay. I think I know what you're talking about. But
Yeah, that was a really dope. Astro Kid J did one a couple of years ago that was really dope too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I remember listening to that and I didn't skip any other songs. Like I didn't, when you just hear a song and you're like, all right, it played out and I was like, damn, there's a lot actually. Now that I think about it, no, because now I'm thinking about it. My boy Northside Benji, Benji put out some good projects. So yeah, there's a 1, 2. But as a favorite, I have to go with that Pangs. That Pangs one was pretty fire still.
You know which one I actually like too? I liked Cardinal had a mixtape back in the day and I had Bang Bang on it. I think it's like Quest for Fire Volume maybe 3 or 2. Like that one was actually.
Isn't that an
pretty
album
sick.
though?
I don't know, but I could swear that song was on a mixtape.
Oh, you're showing Cardinal love after dissing him a couple of weeks
I
ago.
don't. Well, he still makes good
golden.
music.
He's still golden.
And he's still an icon. Like,
Forward, Cardi. Let's talk, man.
like, get out of here, bro. He's still-
What's yours?
Yeah.
I like Casper, Dope Boy the album.
Oh,
That's,
okay.
that's a super dope project. A lot of bangers on that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's the only one you like.
Or my favorite one.
That's
I
his
would say.
favorite.
That's his
Yeah, that's
favorite
his
one.
favorite. Yeah.
Benji has some super dope projects too.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Benji has some. Like when you're talking about good music or a good body of music on a project, yeah, Benji's up there. 5 has good projects when it comes to like features and stuff and how he's
Mhm.
promoting it.
Mm-hmm.
Bars, yeah. Shout out 5 though.
Shut him out. Now I forgot I was gonna ask you. Then you threw me off thinking about this music shit. Oh yeah. So, are there plans to do like another summit, maybe like an engineer summit, or even like an artist summit? You know what I'm saying? And just different genres of music. You know, coming together, talking about the scene and the city and stuff like that. Do you have plans on furthering your summit series?
Yeah. So when I originally made the director summit, like I was telling my friends, I was like, my plan isn't to get into the podcast game. I just think it would be dope to do a director summit and have all the directors together, film it, put it out there. It got some great reception. There's definitely I feel like there's a need for a part 2. But to answer your question, I am working on an artist summit that I'm trying to get on within the next couple weeks. I don't see myself in the future just continuing doing multiple summits where it's like I have 10 plus. But I definitely think an artist summit would be dope. A producer / engineer summit would be super dope as well too. And also another couple directors series would be dope as well too.
I'd love to see it. Maybe do it
Yeah.
maybe do it every season. So you have your summer season, your fall season, your winter season, your spring season, and that way like you still have time in between. If you have to market one summit or whatever, like promote it more. But then you just build, and you can probably finish your artist summit and then just have it ready to go for the next season while you're just chilling doing other things. You know what I'm saying? That way you're pacing yourself out when it comes to like those type of things. But with podcasting, it's about pacing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you film a lot, you edit, you chill, you schedule. You know what I'm saying? So I would love to see more summits because those are really good. Who would you have on the artist summit though? Like who are you trying to put together?
I got a couple names, but let me hear who you guys think would be dope. Because when I was looking at names that I was considering,
Mm-hmm.
I wanted artists that are respected and are knowledgeable on the scene. So people that could, drop some gems.
Mm-hmm. Fuck. First and foremost, I would love to see Pressa on the summit. Pressa has to be in the summit because he drops a lot of gems. Socrates I would love to see Socrates on that summit because he has a lot of experience. So Pressa, I'm sorry, not Pressa, Bundog. My bad.
Yeah, I was just about to
My
say
bad,
that too.
my
I'm
bad,
like,
my bad.
why press?
Bundog. Shout out Press though. He dropped a new song the other day. You guys go freaking
Run
do
it
your
up.
thing and run it up and put it on your blogs and shit. I don't see y'all blogs putting that shit out. Bundog, Socrates for the experience. Love to see Cardi on one of those for sure. If he can, whatever. Hoodlum. I love to see Hoodlum because he does have a lot of like marketing experience and stuff. He sees a lot of stuff and he can articulate. He'll just cut off people a lot, but whatever. That's just who he is.
It's gonna be
but,
hard for
like,
people to talk.
with me, especially. So that's 4, right? I said Hoodlum, Bundog, Cardinal, Socrates, and if I had to go one more on the panel, I wish 5 was out. But if we're talking about people that are out, maybe some sort of exec or someone that transitioned to become like an artist exec, like
Cardinal.
Tony,
who's Tony?
Young Tony.
Yeah, I could see Young Tony on a panel. Yeah, because he's a songwriter. Yeah, I'd see Young Tony on that. That would be a little dope panel of 5. I wouldn't want to do more than 5 people.
What about you, Gutsy? What do you think would be a dope starting 5?
If you're saying starting five, so Cardinal, Bundog. I think because you said Hoodlum, I'm gonna take Hoodlum off. The two I will add is Tay Lee and Mishi. Get the gal them in there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And for the last person, I want a young boy. I want a super young boy. Who's up there? Maybe like honestly, I really wish we could have had DQ. Because like I would want somebody that's in the streets that can understand like there's another way.
Okay.
Like we these guys need, you know what? But I would put Straight Cash in there right now. Because Straight Cash is going through whatever he's going through with the song and everything, I would want him on there, and I would want a Cardinal to speak to him. Because we don't know if he'll ever get an opportunity to speak to a guy like Cardinal. And for somebody like Cardinal to hear his music and be like, bro, you're talented. You do not have to diss you don't have to talk about dead people or anything like that. I feel like putting those guys in a room together might change something with the music and with the streets and everything. And it might be like, all right, maybe we need to come together a little bit more. But yeah, that would be my 5.
Yeah. What about you?
You
Actually, no, you can't say that. I was just gonna say like this guy I'm thinking about, and all of a sudden we see them on the thing like, oh shit, he already gave it out. Foreshadowing ass.
But yeah, I think we definitely need, like, my biggest thing, and maybe this is why you guys are there too, right? Because I think we just need to, like, the older heads or the older guys that had somewhat of success, regardless of how people look at their success and say, okay, well, they weren't Drake, but they still had some sort of success that a lot of the rest of Toronto hasn't had. And I feel like them giving a little bit of sauce will help. Like, and I see how you are. You're a very humble guy. I know you're not going to get at anybody, but I feel like a guy like RT, and I don't know if he has, or Little X, should have came to somebody like you, or, you know what I'm saying? Some of the up-and-coming directors. Again, I don't know if they have, but, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, where's the connection? Where's the, all right, this is the next coming of Toronto. We're going to give back, or we're going to help these guys and give these guys a little bit. And I just don't see it, and it bugs the fuck out of me.
Better question, is there even a community for
Like a union?
directors? Like, not a union, because we already tried that. We'll talk about it in a bit. But like instead of you and like what we came through, instead of us trying to build shit, has there been like a RT or a Little X to hit you up and be like, Lo, I love what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Come rock with me over here.
Come watch me. Yeah, come watch me do this, set. Or like, PR or something.
Has there been a situation that you've been in like that with an OG director or video person?
No, I haven't had any of like the OGs hit me up directly. Some of them I've met personally and been able to say hey quickly. But then at the same time, there's also been opportunities that I personally could have been in where I, would have been working with a big director. Shout out the guys at Kid Studio. That's a Toronto production company. They shot a few weekend videos, a bunch of American artists. At the time when I did have an opportunity to meet with some of the guys, I was just super busy with videos and just building my brand that I didn't take on the opportunity. But it's another thing where sometimes I look back, like, and there's a different universe where I'm working with them and, working on all their videos, all the legendary videos. But at the same time, MWorks is not nearly as big as it is. So at the same time, like I said, no, I don't really have regrets. Also, Mad Rook, I did some PA work with them on a video shoot. They emailed me back. There's more opportunities, but I was just super busy with videos. I couldn't make it out to them. So that fell through a little bit. So yeah, that's just another timeline of my life that I could have been in. But at the same time, putting my time into that means that I wouldn't have been able to build what I have for my own brand.
For MWorks. A lot of people don't have that drive.
He keeps talking about the timeline. I would love to see a different timeline update, like the evil MWorks that just yellow tapes people, bro. I feel like evil you he's a demon.
We might have to do something like that. Like
the
he said,
evil
like,
MWorks
MWorks in a different timeline, like the series, like the show. Like, what if I did
Or
take up
just
that
a skit. We do a skit with him,
like
yeah.
That would be dope. I'd love to play.
And he's
like,
just batting up people. He's like, "Yo, why are you not in that position? Like,
Yeah.
go over there. Why don't you have the lighting like that? You
cut,
Just be a beep,
you
beep.
motherfuckers can't get this shit right. You're supposed to say it like this.
This is why
Do
we're the
it
ideal
again.
guys, bro. This is why we're the ideal guys.
Yo, he smiles so much. I can't see this guy cutting up motherfuckers on the set.
The last time you told somebody to fuck off.
fuck off. Word for word, fuck off.
Yeah, like
Or just told him like
like fuck off. Like
probably like I don't know. Definitely this year.
okay, good.
Yeah.
I'm like, you seem way too humble. And maybe it's the cameras. That's why.
Maybe.
Maybe when the cameras go off, you get
It's
a little
us
bit
up.
more, tug it.
Thinking of the spicy memories.
No, I'm pretty. I feel like I'm the same on camera, off camera.
Nah,
I like to keep the same personality and just be true to myself. You know.
nah. Your
That's
energy.
the best way to be, man.
Yeah, your
Yeah.
energy has been the same since we last met. And last time I remember meeting you was at our dinner. So
That was dope. Yeah,
talk to
years
him about it.
years before the directors panel, me in Vegas, we did the directors dinner. So what I was trying to do with that was same thing with the summit, just get some of the biggest directors at the time and come together for a dinner and see what we could do as a collective.
Mm.
So it was me, Vegas, Sunny Visual,
Wow.
416 EOD, T-Dot Solutions was supposed to come, but he couldn't make it.
Mhm.
Ham Productions was supposed to come, but he couldn't
Didn't
make it.
Yeah.
Who else was at that dinner?
Well,
I feel like there's
who was? There must have been someone else. Who
And
else
both of you
was
guys can't remember who's there.
who else was there? I think. Damn. For now, that was it.
Yeah,
For now,
yeah.
but I think there was one more person, maybe one or two more people.
Yeah. But that was dope. We got some food downtown.
Yeah, that
Got to
Chinese
chop
spot.
up the scene.
Yeah, that was a nice thing.
Yeah.
We were talking about like trying to make videos the same price across the board, so that the artists they're just not picking based on price. Like, because I remember at the time, I think Forces EOD was shooting like $100 videos. I think I was shooting like around the 300 mark. You know what I'm saying? Other people were shooting like $5. So it's just like, how about we make it all one price, so that instead of the artists choosing per price, they're choosing per style. And that way, if an artist says, you know what, I like the style that 416 EOD doing, I'm gonna rock with him for this video. And works, I'll have another video with this. I want your style on that, and Vegas same way, like, because everybody there had different styles. You know what I'm saying? So that was my idea on making it fair price, but mans need to eat. You know what I'm saying? So
It would have
They
been
were-
dope. It's like if you need a video in Toronto,
Mhm.
you got to go through this collective.
Yeah.
You know?
and then we'll fit your song to
yeah.
what works in terms of, style of song and video. It could have worked, but like I said,
Like I said, I feel like the infrastructure, because at that time, that was before the Toronto boom, before like we were really super popping the scene.
Mm-hmm.
So had we had done that, like around 2016, 2017, it may have been a different outcome. But at the same time, it's no one's fault.
No.
I'm happy that we were able to come together as directors and really just chop it up about the scene.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, no politics, no nothing. Everybody was just chilling,
Yeah.
eating and talking about thing.
Talking.
It was lit still.
Yeah,
we
good
need
time.
we need to do something. And like I said, that's why when I seen the summit, I'm like, yo, this guy did it again. It's dope, like, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't really even regard myself as a director, so I never personally took offense. But everybody's on me like, oh man, they didn't invite you. I'm like, yo, this guy probably even know this is me hitting him up. Like in my head, I'm like, that's why I had to go through Denny, and I have to say a shout out Denny, man. Denny is our people, like he's our dog, you know what I'm saying? Be like, yo, tell that guy to interview, because I wanted to interview for your festival. Talk about like how the festival even came about. Was that the first one that you did? Maybe I think it was last year.
This
It was this year.
this May that just passed was the second one.
Second one.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. So it's annually. I do it every May. So the May
Okay.
that just passed was the second one. And how that that idea came about, I shot a film called Mind of the Mask. It's on YouTube now. And I knew that I wanted to put it in theaters, but for me, I was like, my mind is always thinking like how I can make it something bigger than it already is. So it's like, okay, you got to film in theaters. That's pretty dope. But what could be bigger than a film in theaters? So I'm like, okay, a film festival.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm just thinking like taking it to the next level. So now it's not just my film that's playing, but it's other films that are playing. And another main reason that why I made it a film festival was because my film was only 30 minutes long, and I didn't want everyone coming from super far, taking their valuable time to go come downtown, watch a film for only 30 minutes and go home.
Mm-hmm.
Even if I did a Q&A after that, I still wanted to make it worth it for people that are coming, coming to support. So I said it would be dope if I have other directors come and play their films, so the people that are watching have an array of stuff that they could check out,
Mm.
rather than just come in and watch my film and then that's it.
So with this year, did you ask directors, hey, I'm having a film festival, or did you have them hit them up maybe almost a year before to be like, come up with a movie and let me know, or did you just put out like a submission, like an application, hey, dropping a thing, if you have a film, submit it? Like, how is the submission process when it comes to, say, your third year going into next May? Like, how can even a young director be like, I want my film to be shown at your festival?
It's good that you asked that question. It definitely inspires me to start making the rollout earlier than I did last year, because or this year, because usually what I do about like 2 months before the film festival, I'll put out a post saying, hey, I'm looking for directors that want to play their film in theaters to submit. So that's how I got a good amount of my submissions, and also me personally reaching out to directors, whether on Instagram or whatever platform, and saying, hey, I'm doing a film festival. Do you have any type of content that you want to premiere or play in theaters? So send it to me so I could check it out. So it was half me making that promo, doing the promo run as a call for action, call for directors to submit, and then me personally doing the research and going on my phone and looking on directors' pages and be like, hey, I'm doing this. Do you want to submit anything?
Is there a fee when it comes to submission?
No.
No, it's free.
Yeah.
So how do you get paid?
How I get paid is through the actual film festival, like with tickets.
Oh, the tickets and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so the submission for the directors is free. That's fucking actually, yo, you better take advantage of this, little directors out here, big directors, whatever. Get your shit on this guy's festival, bro. Like, it's free. Like, that's an incentive. Like, for some people, being on a film festival means a lot. You know what I'm saying? Just imagine being on TIFF, Mind of the Mass at TIFF, or, you know what I'm saying, or fucking Cannes, or any of these film festivals out there. Like, that is such a vibe. Like, you know what I'm saying? With Mind of the Mass now, has it been in any other festival, or has it just been presented on your platform?
It hasn't been in any other festivals, but at the same time, I didn't submit to any other film festivals yet. As for that film, I had the idea of just making it exclusive to my film festival.
Yes.
But for future films, I do have one film called Wander that I'm hoping to release in December. I do want to start submitting that to film festivals, but being it my second film and also my second film festival, I'm still learning the ropes of this game and realizing how important it is to submit to other film festivals. So
yeah,
I'm growing as I'm growing as I'm learning.
M-Works and Cannes Festival and on them place there. Holy, bro.
That's dope.
Hey, man, I love to see it, bro. Like I just want to work with you. At some point, I just want to give you some ideas. And, hey, man, you guys can take the ideas. If you make it something, just give me a little credit at there. You know what I'm saying? Got to give me this idea. Whatever.
Yeah.
But, yeah, man, I love to see what you're doing, man. Like, I could have you here for days. I don't know if you have more questions for him, but.
Did I have another question? Oh, I did have a question. When it comes to the submission and, like, when a director, what's the format do you prefer? Like, is it MP4? Is it like MOV? Like how is it, like, how big is the dimensions? Because it's a big screen, right? Like, does that even matter nowadays? Like, or
usually I just want to get the highest quality format, whether it be an MP4, MOV. I just want 4K preferably. If you only shot it in 1920, that's fine too. But just like the highest quality version of it, because the theaters, they could play any format pretty much.
Okay.
Yes.
And it'll still look good, like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the day when I do the film festivals, at least like before the actual day of the festival, I'll bring the films to the theater, and they have someone there, like a technician, that will scale it, everything, and format all the audio so everything is leveled. So when the films are playing, it's not like one film is loud and the next one's low.
Oh.
Yeah, so they're making sure that the playlist runs smooth beforehand.
Oh, that's fucking
Proper.
sick.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That's dope.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. I mean, that's it for me. I ain't got no more questions to share on camera. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But MWorks, thank you so
man.
much.
Thank you for your work that you've done over the years for the city, man, and everything that you've done. Let the people know how to get a hold of you if they wanna, a shot by MWorks video, or if they got some ideas for filming, or if they have some money to fund for MWorks and they want to invest into MWorks.
Yeah, I got a lot of dope ideas. Like I spoke on this podcast, the film festival, also just creating the school that I really want to help teach film and as well as other mediums. But to get a hold of me, Instagram MWorks_, TikTok MWorks_. My email is in my description on most of my videos. But if you want to just check out my work, youtube.com/MWorks.
I want you to shout out your barber. Look in the camera and shout out your barber for the Christmas. He's giving me. I can't even lie. I'm looking at this guy shape. I'm like, I'm jealous right now. Like, yo, dog, shout him out. Shout out your barber.
Shout out Pete, my dog Pablo. He's been holding me down for been my barber for like 15 years. I remember going to him when he was cutting out of his garage.
Jeez, it's usually like that.
$5 lineups.
Ooh, yeah.
So yeah, shout out to him.
Shout out you,
My guy.
Pablo. That's it. Anybody else? Any other people to shout out before we get out here?
Shout out all the people that have been supporting me over the years. I appreciate you guys for having me. I gotta say it again. You guys are all people that I've been familiar with. Vegas, you and I have a relationship that probably goes back a decade. It's sick that we're able to reunite now. Gutsy, I've been consumed hours of your content on the interview, so it's dope to be here with y'all.
Man.
But yeah, shout out my guys that work with me on the set. Shout out the people that believe in me in these projects. When I do these films, a lot of times I have so many people that help me and just want to help and want to support. So I appreciate all you guys. My dog Luther, big part of my projects. My dog CK, and shout out all the actors and everyone that's just a part of the films, and as well as the students that believed in the program that I did when I wanted to bring something to the city that teaches film. So yeah. Hope I'm not missing anyone, but everyone knows it's all love with everyone that I chop it up with on my day-to-day basis. So yeah.
Big MWorks, man.
That's it. Big MWorks.
MWorks, thank you for coming through to the
I
Man Dem
appreciate-
show.
It's a pleasure. I'm happy to be. I'm amped to be on this.
Pleasure.
MWorks is officially one of the Man Dem.
I could sit here and chop it up with another hour. When you're like,
Yeah.
that's all the questions. I was like, oh fuck.
No,
No,
listen,
what,
we're gonna
we
bring
have-
you. We're gonna
Dope.
bring
I
you
will-
back.
I'd
Yeah,
love
we'll
to
bring
come
you back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
we'll bring you
bringing
back.
you back,
We'll
man.
bring
We'll
you
give
back,
you your own
man.
segment, the
Yeah, yeah.
director's cut. You know what I'm saying?
Alright.
By MWorks. You know what I'm saying?
Or even just put my mic right over there and then just have the next guest over here. and
Yeah,
just come
man.
chop
We'll
it
have
up.
Zach
Yeah.
Facts right
man.
here for you.
That'd be dope. Yeah. Shout out Zach Fax. Super big inspiration for me for sure. I know I say that on a couple interviews and whatnot, but yeah, that's
You know what?
that's
I want to
legend.
make that happen for him.
Make it happen.
I want to make that happen.
Yeah, I was actually today. I was watching the interview that you guys did with Zach.
Yeah,
Yeah,
random
was
as
that,
fuck.
Was that on Socrates?
Yeah, it was random as hell. We were just, that's how we are. If we go, if you put me in a room at anywhere, I'm going to interview.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Like, I'm going to interview everybody in the room. You have a story to tell, we're going to interview you. So yeah,
This
man,
is our
it's
mic.
super dope.
This is our
A camera,
camera.
yeah, we
You
gonna
better
make it happen,
make
bro.
You're doing it.
But yeah, man, Zach Fax, super dope guy, man, and he's on the free Tory wave. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, man, shout out Zach Fax, shout out Socrates, shout out the whole city, man. Shout out MWorks. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you guys go tap in. And anything else?
The Man Dem is out.
We off for this.
Yes. Peace.
Oh yeah.
Sick.
Sick, yo.
I don't even know what time it is, but all I know is that it felt like it was like a few minutes. It was
Yeah,
dope.